This is Mission Control Houston at NASA's Johnson Space Center, where we are live awaiting the departure of the SpaceX CRS 27 cargo spacecraft from the International Space Station. In about 20 minutes at 11:05 a.m. Eastern Time, 10:05 a.m. Central Time, the Dragon spacecraft will undock from the space station and make its way back down to Earth. Our splashdown site this evening is going to be off the coast of Tampa, Florida, and that is scheduled to take place at 4:58 p.m. Eastern Time, 3:58 p.m. Central Time. We are providing live commentary and coverage during Dragon's undocking. Thank you for joining us. This is Mission Control Houston. You are looking at live views of the Mission Control Center in Houston here at NASA's Johnson Space Center, where teams are preparing for the undocking of the SpaceX CRS 27 cargo spacecraft from the International Space Station.
Station Houston on 2 for Dragon status. Dragon is go for undocking and departure.
Cole, we copy. Go for undocking and departure. You read my mind. I was just wondering if we were still on time. Best of luck to you and the team, and farewell, SpaceX 27.
Copy all. Thank you.
You just heard the voice of NASA astronaut Woody Hober, currently aboard the International Space Station. He is monitoring the CRS 27 departure. He was speaking to Mission Control team member. This is the CAPCOM position. It stands for Capsule Communicator. They are the voice link between the crew and the flight control team. Our CAPCOM today in Mission Control Houston is Nicole Lewis, and she is being assisted by Eder Zabela. Our flight director today is Marcos Flores. You can see him. He is the second from the right. He leads the flight control team here in Houston and is responsible for real-time crew safety, vehicle safety, and mission success. As in the Apollo era, the flight director has the ultimate decision authority and responsibility for the missions. NASA teams here in Houston are working closely alongside SpaceX's mission control team in Hawthorne, California. You heard that we had a successful go for undocking. Both teams in NASA Mission Control and SpaceX's Mission Control were polled for that go, no-go, and we got a green light. Next up, in just about 10 minutes, SpaceX teams in their Mission Control Center in Hawthorne, California, are going to send up the undocking command. This is going to actually begin the autonomous undocking sequence of the Dragon spacecraft. It takes about 5 minutes, so that's going to put us at that official departure time should be around 11:05 a.m. Eastern Time, 10:05 a.m. Central Time. As part of that undocking command, there are two sets of hooks. A total of 12 hooks are on Dragon that are currently keeping it attached to space station. You can see here a live view of the cargo spacecraft currently docked to the forward port of the Harmony module on space station. The Harmony module acts as an internal connecting port and passageway. It's a utility hub that provides air, electrical power, water, and other systems. The name was chosen from an academic competition involving students from over 32 states. It also connects the laboratory modules of the United States, Europe, and Japan, as well as providing some sleeping cabins for crew. Once that undocking command is set, those two sets of hooks are going to open. Because Dragon has been so closely attached to space station, it will need to conduct a series of two short bursts. That's going to literally unstick it from the space station after those two sets of hooks have been opened. From there, we have a departure burn 0. This is going to be our first major burn that is going to propel the Dragon spacecraft directly back from the station. After that will be departure burn 1, which is a little bit more complicated of a maneuver that will actually send it up and over space station. Through both of these departure burns, the Dragon spacecraft will exit what we call the keep out sphere and the approach ellipsoid. Here you can see a graphic depiction of the keep out sphere and approach ellipsoid around the space station. The keep out sphere is going to be that inner sphere. It's an invisible line around the space station monitored by flight controllers. It's used to govern vehicles approaching and leaving the station. It's about 200 meters in radius and allows for several orbits of safety if the vehicle were to lose control. It is very close to the station, so it gives crew on orbit those command capabilities and lots of authority in case something goes wrong. Because it is so close to station, these maneuvers done inside the keep out sphere are pretty non-complicated to keep the trajectory simple. So that first departure burn 0, is going to be uncomplicated. It's just going to push Dragon very strongly directly out to get outside of that keep out sphere. If you are just joining us, you're seeing live views of the SpaceX CRS-27 cargo spacecraft currently docked to the International Space Station. In less than 10 minutes, Dragon will undock from the space station and make its way back down to Earth. Splashdown will occur off the coast of Tampa, Florida this evening at 4:58 p.m. Eastern Time, 3:58 p.m. Central Time. We are providing live commentary and coverage during Dragon's undocking, but we will not be providing commentary or views during descent and splashdown. However, you are able to track Dragon's progress on our blog at blogs.nasa.gov/spacestation. SpaceX teams in their Mission Control Center in Hawthorne, California, and NASA Mission Control team members here in Houston pulled a go for Dragon's undocking. Next up, in about 4 minutes, that undocking command is going to be sent from SpaceX. That is going to trigger a series of events that are actually going to detach the Dragon from the International Space Station. Right now, there are 2 sets of hooks that are holding Dragon in place to the space station's Harmony module. You are seeing live views of that right now. Live views are being provided by cameras mounted on the International Space Station. Those shots are monitored and managed by Cronus. That is a console position here in Mission Control Houston. They manage the space station core system computers and networks. Also here in Mission Control, you are going to hear the voice of the Capcom console position. This stands for Capsule Communicator. They are the voice link between the crew and the flight control team. Today we have Nicole Lewis, and she is being assisted by Eder Zavala. To the right of her is Flight Director Marcos Flores. He was appointed as NASA's 96th Flight Director. He has been serving as a Flight Director since 2018, and his call sign is Argos Flight. Two minutes until that undock command is sent to the CRS Cargo Dragon spacecraft. CRS stands for the Commercial Resupply Service Mission. This is SpaceX's 27th contracted commercial resupply service mission for NASA. It was originally launched on March 15th and delivered over 6,000 pounds of important science and supplies to the crew living and working aboard Space Station. NASA's commercial space program has enabled successful partnerships with American companies to resupply the International Space Station. Through this strategy, NASA is achieving its goal of safe, reliable, and cost-effective access to and from the International Space Station, while also helping build a strong American commercial space industry. On board, NASA astronaut Woody Hoburg is monitoring the departure of the spacecraft. The command has been issued for those hooks to unlatch from Space Station. Umbilicals are retracting. The first set of hooks are starting to open. We are going to be regaining those live views of the Dragon spacecraft's departure very shortly. These loss of signals are expected and predicted. They are based on the satellites in orbit and those connections with ground systems here on Earth. And the first set of hooks on Dragon are open. One more set to go.
Station Houston on 2, first set of hooks are open. Dragon is committed to undock.
Station copies. Thank you.
That was the capsule communicator Nicole Lewis here at Mission Control Houston, who is speaking with NASA astronaut Woody Hoburg aboard the International Space Station, letting him know that the first set of hooks have successfully detached and Dragon is now committed to undocking. And we have our live views back. We are now experiencing a sunset on orbit, which is why you see the screen dimming here.
Station Houston on 2, all hooks are open.
And copies.
And Dragon separation is confirmed.
Dragon separation is confirmed at 11:05 a.m. Eastern Time, 10:05 a.m. Central Time over the Indian Ocean, 260 miles in altitude above Earth. You can see some beautiful views as the Dragon spacecraft is departing the International Space Station. The spacecraft
Station Houston on 2, Dragon departure burn 0 is complete.
We copy. Separation complete. Thank you so much, Nicole, to the NASA team, the SpaceX team, and all the control centers throughout the world. It's an honor to have been a part of this mission. We did some great science, and thank you guys so much for the support.
And thank you for all your hard work to make all the science happen.
We heard some warm farewell remarks from NASA astronaut Woody Hoberg. He was on tap on the International Space Station to monitor the departure of the CRX 27 cargo spacecraft from the International Space Station. Correction, that was actually NASA astronaut Frank Rubio. Dragon successfully conducted a departure burn 0 that sent it directly away from the space station. That performed as planned, and next up is the departure burn 1. Together, both of these departure burns are going to enable the Dragon spacecraft to exit the keep-out sphere and the approach ellipsoid. Right now, the Dragon spacecraft is about 63 meters away from space station. Cameras on board space station are giving us these live views. We are about 2 minutes away from that departure burn 1. That is going to send the spacecraft further away from the space station. First, it is going to exit the keep-out sphere. This is an invisible line around the station. It is monitored very closely by flight controllers because it is so close to the station. It's used to govern vehicles approaching and leaving the station. It's about 200 meters in radius. After that is the approach ellipsoid. This is another invisible line around the station that serves as a marker to denote joint operations because of station safety. After the vehicle exits the approach ellipsoid, all operations are handed over to SpaceX Hawthorne teams. Right now, Dragon is flying autonomously, but space station teams are following it very closely because it is still very close to the space station. We are about halfway till we get to that first keep-out sphere. Depart burn 1 has been initiated. We are in an orbital nighttime, but you can still see the burn happening on the Dragon spacecraft right now. And the depart burn 1 has been complete and it performed nominally. Nominally means being performed as expected. All things are good.
Station Houston on 2, departure burn 1 is complete.
Nicole, say again on 2, please.
Just a notification that Dragon departure burn 1 is complete.
Okay, awesome. Thanks so much. Yep, it was a beautiful departure. Beautiful aurora out to the lower right as it was departing. Very nice.
Copy, sounds like a beautiful departure, and Dragon has also exited the keep out sphere.
Copy, thanks. And unfortunately, we weren't able to get a picture because it was just too dark out there, so you'll just have to believe us.
Darn, we've got a few people looking for good photos here on the ground.
That was NASA astronaut Frank Rubio speaking with capsule the capsule communicator Nicole Lewis, confirming that the CRS-27 cargo spacecraft successfully conducted its departure burns and it exited the keep out sphere. Next up for Dragon is going to be exiting that approach ellipsoid. The approach ellipsoid provides 24 hours of safety if a vehicle happened to lose control. Dragon is still flying autonomously, but Space Station is following very closely, being that the sphere is close to the station. After it exits the approach ellipsoid, it is up to SpaceX teams to get Dragon home. However, NASA teams will be monitoring the entire time, being that we have very important science on board. Some experiments being returned to Earth are the nitrogen-oxygen recharge system, oxygen and nitrogen recharge tank assemblies. These are high-pressure gas tanks returning to the ground to ensure future spacewalks and payload support in the 2023-2024 timeframe. We are about 10 minutes away from that official exit of the approach ellipsoid. If you are just joining us, you are seeing live views of the SpaceX CRS-27 cargo spacecraft that departed the International Space Station at 11:05 a.m. Eastern Time, 10:05 a.m. Central Time. It will be splashing down this evening off the coast of Tampa, Florida at 4:58 p.m. Eastern Time, 3:58 p.m. Central Time. CRS stands for Commercial Resupply Service Mission. This was SpaceX's 27th contracted commercial resupply service mission for NASA. It launched on March 15th aboard a SpaceX Falcon 9 rocket from NASA's Kennedy Space Center in Florida, where it delivered over 6,000 pounds of important supplies, hardware, and science investigations for the crew living and working aboard the International Space Station. You're seeing live views of Mission Control in Houston, where NASA teams are working closely alongside SpaceX's Mission Control team members in Hawthorne, California. We are just a couple minutes away from Dragon exiting what is called the approach ellipsoid. At that time, all operations are going to be handed over to SpaceX teams for them to get Dragon home safely. We have been providing live commentary and coverage during the undocking, but will not be providing commentary or views during descent and splashdown. However, you are able to track Dragon's progress on our blog at blogs.nasa.gov/space station. Even though our coverage will be ending after Dragon crosses that approach ellipsoid threshold, the spacecraft will conduct a few more burns before that official deorbit burn. That is currently scheduled for 4:08 p.m. Eastern Time, 3:08 p.m. Central Time. From there, it's just about a 50-minute journey to splashdown. Splashdown is going to take place off the coast of Tampa, Florida at 4:58 p.m. Eastern Time, 3:58 p.m. Central Time. Overall, it's going to take about 6 hours from the official undocking to splashdown. Dragon and Space Station are currently flying over the south of Australia and are about to enter a trajectory going from southwest to northeast across the Pacific Ocean. We are about 3 minutes out from Dragon crossing the approach ellipsoid threshold. Teams just confirmed that they are seeing a safe trajectory towards that approach ellipsoid. We just received confirmation that the SpaceX CRS-27 cargo spacecraft has safe...
Station Houston on 2 for Dragon status. Dragon is outside the approach ellipsoid and on a 24-hour safe free drift trajectory.
Nicole, station copies. Thanks for the update.
No worries, and that's the last update for this event, so we'll just be in touch with everything else going on for the day.
All right, copy that, Nicole. Safe travels to the SpaceX 27 vehicle, and we'll be looking forward to a great splashdown in just a few hours.
We'll keep you posted.
And capsule communicator Nicole Lewis said it perfectly. The SpaceX CRS-27 cargo spacecraft has successfully departed the International Space Station. It has exited the approach ellipsoid, which signals the end of our joint operations. SpaceX mission control teams are going to take it from here. Splashdown is going to occur off the coast of Tampa, Florida this evening at 4:58 p.m. Eastern Time, 3:58 p.m. Central Time. We have been providing live commentary and coverage during Dragon's undocking, but will not be providing commentary or views during its descent and splashdown. However, you are able to track Dragon's progress on our blog at blogs.nasa.gov/spacestation. Thank you for joining us today. This is Mission Control Houston.